Italy can often resemble an open-air film set, and it was a blockbuster stage 9 of the Giro d'Italia, the Strade Bianche stage, heading into Tuscany, home to Diego Ulissi, the first Italian to wear the maglia rosa in just over 4 years of racing at the men's Giro d'Italia. Would it be a day for the likes of Tom Pidcock, a former winner of Strade Bianche, or a day for the general classification riders? The route would take the riders over 180 kilometres, leaving Gubbio, heading into Tuscany, finishing in Siena and the famous Piazza del Campo, with 30 kilometres of gravel roads to take on, split over 5 sectors taken from the famous spring classic Strade Bianche. It looked absolutely brilliant on paper. It promised as well at the start. The first attack came from Alpecin Koenig. Caden Groves sprinting behind the lead car. His teammate Quinten Hermans followed him. The problem for them was only 2 others did as well. Dries de Bont was there, Milan Fretta as well. A couple of other riders tried to get across. They were Luc Lamperti and Taco van der Hoorn. The group came together after 20 kilometres of racing, and they were given 3 minutes of a gap, but it was soon controlled and brought down to below 2 minutes. Q36.5 set about controlling the gap. It was looking like Tom Pidcock was going to try and finish a job his team was starting. But a long way to go. All the sectors concentrated in the final 70 kilometres. A fast day from the start, it continued all the way into the gravel sectors themselves. The intermediate sprints were taken up by the breakaway. The Red Bull kilometre would take place at the end of the day, and heading into the first gravel sector, the fun for the spectators that was about to start. Wout van Aert playing teammate for Simon Yates. Primož Roglic well positioned on the first sector by Gianni Moscon. Mars Pedersen then went to work. He was trying to help out his teammates. And there were early gaps to be closed as well. Up ahead, they continued to press on. At the end of the first sector, 40-second gap, but on the second sector, there was a crash and drama developed at a pace. Riders down, including Roglic and Pidcock. McNulty there as well. This is after Ineos Grenadiers had taken control. Soon there were gaps and big ones. Del Toro accelerating at the front. Aresman, Van Aert, Bernal and Rivera going after them. The rest unable to see the splits in the dust that was kicking up. It was soon a chasing game and trying to understand the gaps. Chaos out on the roads. And it soon emerged that Bernal could be the big GC winner. Roglic then having a puncture. Luck was not on his side. He'd been the best of the main GC riders over the course of the opening week, but that looked like it could be about to change through no fault of his own. 43 kilometres remain. Ayuso in the main group, white jersey and travelling at 41 seconds from the lead of the race. Tiberi also there. Aresman was in the group, Ciccone, Harper, Carapaz, the former winner of the Giro, and both Yates brothers too. At the front though, Ayuso and Adam Yates' teammate Del Toro was looking good. Primož Roglic had found an ally in Derek G. He'd found a teammate too in Giulio Pellizzari. He was still travelling a minute behind the Ayuso group, however, and the dark clouds that had been so foreboding failed to empty. Just over 30 kilometres remained when they got over the end of the 3 long sectors. Bernal and company having a 45-second lead by this point. The Ayuso group still leading, Roglic, Pidcock and G. And at the front of the race, with under 30 Ks to go, the gap was increasing. Rivera playing perfect teammate for Bernal. But then Matthias Vacek tried to get across. So strong at this Giro d'Italia, and he made it across. A 40-second gap closed just like that. Then Colle Pinsuto, final sector of the race, and Del Toro began to accelerate. Wout van Aert was on his wheel. Bernal this time couldn't hold on, and Vacek will be going backwards too. Was this the selection that would provide the winner? Behind they continue to ride to try and keep Roglic at a distance. But it was looking unlikely they were going to catch to the front. There were conversations between Van Aert and Del Toro. Who could pull, who couldn't. Remember, Van Aert had a teammate behind. The gap was still very good. Vacek dropping back. And Bernal was caught. Over a minute to Ayuso and company, with Roglic a further minute behind. He was swapping off terms with Derek G. So to Via Santa Caterina. Could Del Toro ride away? Could Wout van Aert hang on and win Strade Bianche, this time in the Giro, as he'd done in the Classic itself? There was also a prize of a first Mexican Maglia Rosa. The 30th nation on the list was looking very likely, whatever the result of the final sprint finish. And Van Aert hung on to make it just that. 300 metres to go, and knowing every twist and turn, he had to get the corners. He did get the corners. And Wout van Aert, emerging into Piazza del Campo, normally reserved for the medieval games, this time one in modern fashion. Never ever doubt Wout van Aert. 50 wins up in his road career, and this one, the first of a season that promised so much and delivered so many oh-so-nearly moments. Third place to Ciccone, fourth to Carapaz, then a small gap to Ayuso. Roglic and company dropping a further minute. Pidcock also having been caught up in the mayhem behind. Giro not over for the Slovenian, but certainly a big setback. Delight though for Wout van Aert and family. After the crashes and injuries last season, bouncing back and shaking off the spring to win yet again. So much drama delivered. An amazing, amazing day at the Giro d'Italia. So Wout van Aert on the podium to take the stage win. Half a century up on the road. One of the most memorable. He also has a stage win now in all 3 Grand Tours. And a Mexican leader of the Giro d'Italia, Isaac Del Toro, destined for great things. A 21-year-old leads from his teammate, Juan Ayuso. Celebrations then in Mexico. The Maglia Rosa for them. And into the rest day in pink. When the Giro resumes, it'll be with a time trial, and you'll be able to watch it on TNT Sports. It's the big test against the clock, and a very pretty one too. Around the city walls of Lucca and heading down the road to Pisa, finishing just outside of the Leaning Tower. A further time check at Asciano after the climb. And 28.5 kilometres against the clock ending in Pisa. It's the second and final time trial of the Giro. You can watch it with us on Tuesday on Stage 10.